25, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
Translation: Trump and Vance won. I don't know why she couldn't just say their names, but that's probably not part of procedure. Anyways, that's a nice little introduction to what all these other reactions are for this particular video. Here we go.
The one thing that has helped keep me going at this point is the knowledge that no matter how today goes, no matter how these next 4 years go, everything will eventually be okay, right? Like, evil does not always win.
You're right. You guys lost. There she is. I ain't shaking your hand, lady. Oh, yeah. You are unburdened.
Today is such a prime example of how un-American MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump are, and how weak and petty and mean and hateful and spiteful they are. Because I have seen tons of MAGA Republicans gloating about the fact that Kamala Harris is going to be the one certifying the election today. And it's just such an incredibly stark contrast.
It's very satisfying, actually. She was very smug the whole time, you know, as were a lot of her supporters.
To how Donald Trump dealt with his landslide loss in 2020. He lost by over 7 million votes.
7 million fake votes.
It was a humongous, humiliating defeat. And he turned it into a persecution complex, refused to accept the results, and incited a rebellion against the United States Constitution. Meanwhile,
actually, what's funny is that before Elon bought Twitter and turned it into X, Donald Trump made tweets that same day instructing everybody to protest peacefully, and then Twitter removed those tweets, which is funny because I remember that, and I would be willing to bet a lot of these people actually do know that in the back of their minds. It just seems like I don't know, it's like they have selective memory, or they just they think that we're not going to remember it ourselves, or they're just outright lying. I don't know what the case is, but I mean, I remember that very clearly. You know, it's not that long ago that that happened, and then they removed his tweets. They removed him from, like, I think every single social media platform out there. They tried to scrub as much information as they could. And the people that fell for it are, you know, people like this in these videos.
well, Kamala Harris has a backbone made of steel, and she's the one who's going to be out there certifying the election, which she lost by one of the smallest margins in history to a man who is so...
Wait, what? The smallest margins in history? They lost by quite a bit. It was a landslide. By most people's standards, it was a landslide.
So patently un-American, weak-willed, and just petty and vindictive and awful. And yet she has the strength to do that. And if that doesn't show you the difference between the two parties, I don't know what does.
So are you guys heading to the Trump victory rally on January 19th? Yeah, it's going to be great. It's right before the inauguration, and for some reason he has to have a victory rally. You know what's interesting? You know who else had a victory rally back in 1933? Schmittler. Yeah, he had a victory rally to show the unification of power. Isn't it?
You know, I remember when the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, and what was that, 2018, I think it was, and they had a victory rally. And actually every team out there, when they win their championship, whatever it is, you know, if it's the World Series, if it's baseball, does that mean every sports team out there is a Nazi sympathizer sports team? If you have a good year at work and you have a New Year's Eve party, and that's sort of like a rally, does that mean you're all Nazis? It's like they want to find anything they possibly can to compare Republicans to Nazis, simply because we want to not have illegal immigration.
It's just so fun that in 2025 we can still make connections and find similarities between 1930s Germany and America today. Like, that is what Trump has given us. It has brought people back to reading history, right? It has brought people back to...
Yeah, I remember if you go on Wikipedia, it talks about how the Nazi Party utilized socialist policies and principles to try and control their population. Of course, we don't want to talk about that, right? That they ended up being a socialist party. It turns out that they were very much in favor of nationalization. It turns out the Nazis used a lot of policies that today's socialists would approve of, and then they go back and, you know, pretend that the Nazis didn't do any of that stuff. It's a total contradiction, and it's right there, like the dude says, to read about it, and yet they selectively try to find something to tie Republicans and Trump together with the Nazis. I suppose, going back to the sports team analogy, you know, another thing that Nazis had are uniforms. Did you guys know that they all wore uniforms? And therefore, when you play on a sports team and you wear a uniform, that means you're a Nazi. If you go to church and you see a priest there and he's wearing, you know, some sort of robe that could be considered a uniform, he's a Nazi as well. If you don a doctor's outfit, that's technically a uniform too. And of course, all doctors are Nazis.
Wanting to understand their history and find those connections between Nazi Germany and today's America. And I think congrats on that, Trump. That is so cool that you have reinvigorated today's culture and society to want to learn about history. And what's going to go on at this re-inauguration party? I don't know. I imagine Laura Trump will probably be singing some weird original song. Eric Trump will be looking there like a stupid stump of a human. Don Jr.'s probably going to be doing some sort of line of white powder, blowing it up his nose. Yeah, I bet it's going to be a huge bash. Kimberly Guilfoyle, who knows where she is? She's been cast out. There's a new babe in town.
That's Biden's son. That's the crackhead, if I if I remember correctly.
And then Melania and Barron, they're not going to be present because they want nothing to do with Donald Trump. But you know who is going to be there? The First Lady, Alania. So she's going to be there in all her glory because she has bought the presidency for Donald Trump. They're going to be doing...
Wait a minute. I thought that was Elon. Come on, get your lies straight here, man.
When they're double dick pulled to the YMCA, the gay anthem that's become the MAGA movement symbol. For some reason, those two have crossed over and connected. And it's just going to be a huge bash. And that's before the inauguration. So, yeah, we have a lot to look forward to. We have the pre-inauguration, we have the inauguration, we have the inaugural ball, and then we have 1930s Germany. So enjoy. It's going to be a fun ride.
I know they just certified the electoral vote and all that stuff, but something isn't adding up for me. And it's not, I'm not talking about the election and the votes and stuff like that. I'm talking more like spiritually, something is not adding up. Like, there was our big awakening morning after the election. That happened. But also, I know in my gut something is off about this. And I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. I believe in the peaceful transition of power. It fucking sucks. I want to die knowing that that man is going to be our president again on January 20th. But
does it mean more when you like shake your hands around like that? Is that a thing? Is that part of her psychic power or something? I don't know. Interesting images there in the background. Are those palm tree leaves, I think? I don't know.
there is just this feeling that something, it's not that it's not right, but that something's going to happen, not in a scary way, more like a hopeful way. And I can't figure out where that's coming from. I know I'm not the only person to have that feeling because everybody who's like in the intuitive space is like, there's something different here. And so I'm just like, don't know what it is. My gut is like something hopeful is gonna happen.
You're psychotic. You seem to be hopped up on something.
I want to say it for the record, but it's also okay for us to be really sad and disappointed because now we have to see his ugly orange face everywhere again.
I think I saw the crazy eyes. Let's check it out. Is that a thumbnail? Whoa, there we go. Next.
Again.
The peaceful transfer of power is one of the most fundamental principles of American democracy. Today at the United States Capitol, I will perform my constitutional duty as Vice President of the United States to certify the results of the 2024 election.
Yeah, the only problem with that is Donald Trump is not constitutionally eligible according to the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, Section 3 specifically. And I've been screaming this for a long time, right? And unfortunately, these people do not have the backbone to get out and properly utilize this constitutional clause, which clearly states that if you engage in insurrection, you are not constitutionally eligible to be president of the United States.
He was never proven to be an insurrectionist. That's the problem there, Marky Mark. All right, whatever your name is. You have to prove it. You guys just allege stuff, and then you just assume that the rest of us will just go along with it if you just repeat it enough times. I'm trying to do that with the glasses thing. I think if I just allege that the glasses are too big, then everybody will just believe me after a while.
And of course, the Supreme Court ruled that Congress must act. So our lack of action here is actually an admission. An admission that no, we don't have a preventative measure to prevent people who tried to overthrow the government from regaining positions in our democracy. And no, it wasn't serious enough to uphold our oath to the Constitution. The language in the Constitution is clear. Your lack of action speaks volumes.
Okay. Did we lose the election? Yes, we did.
Survey says.
Am I bitter about it? Yes, I
Survey
am.
says.
Am I going to be petty as fuck? Also, yes.
Ding,
Am
ding,
I
ding,
going
ding,
to
ding.
let MAGA forget that we warned them? No, I am not.
About
Am I
awesomeness.
going to laugh at the find out phase? Also, yes. Am I wearing a winter hat inside my house? Yes, I am. Yes.
Could that be because you voted for green energy, which is extremely expensive? I'm just taking a wild guess. You know, I keep my thermostat at a warm and cozy 67 because it's cheap to do that. You know, I'd prefer about 70, but it is what it is. So maybe that's why she's wearing a winter hat. Who knows?
I am. Am I proud that America elected a convicted felon before they elected a woman? No, I am not. No, I am not. Am I going to be a fucking menace for the next 4 years?
Like I've said, there has
That may have gotten cut off, but I'm pretty sure her answer was yes, she was going to be a menace. I think we can give her the benefit of the doubt.
to be. Why would you work through Christmas? Why would you write a flurry of random executive orders? Like, none of it's making sense. Your intuition is telling you something for a reason. I'm going to hold out for a while because to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I like when things make sense.
You were lied to. That's the problem.
I don't know. But I still don't believe that they just turn their back. Some people are going to be like, they did fine. Great. What's your plan then? Like, none of this makes any sense. I'm sorry it doesn't, but it doesn't. It's not my fault. I'm going to go have
Actually, it kind of is and it kind of isn't your fault. You know, it's like if you watched a scary movie, you know, like Jason or Freddy or Aliens or whatever, and you're like 5 years old and you think it's real. That's about the best analogy I can give you. You know, is it the fault of the 5-year-old for believing that stuff? Well, in the kid's case, maybe not so much because they're a kid, but these people are adults. As much as some of them don't, you know, present themselves to be, unless she identifies as a 5-year-old. Maybe that's the case. Her pronouns are little girl.
I'm going to go dig out a car or two and go get some dog food. Try to have a good rest of your day. Try to be level-headed.
Woof, woof.
I don't know. I might make some more videos later. We'll see. We'll
let's
see
hope
how
so.
the vibes are. But just know... I don't know what else to say.
I don't either.
So Congress just certified the election for Donald Trump. Democrats did not object for fear of optics. Optics are more important to them than democracy.
Speaking of optics, do I need to say the obvious? Here, let me just hold them up. Okay, look, here. All right. An example B is right over here. This guy right here, bobbing left and right next to me. Hey, I think that's your cousin. You recognize her?
So now we know, people, we're on our own. It's up to us.
To do what exactly?
No politician is going to save us.
Neither is the optometrist.
No act of God is going to save us.
You notice how she had to pause right there? Like, well, like, I guess I'll mention the G word. Oh, if I have to. He's not helping you now, lady.
We are going to save ourselves. Now you decide how you want to fight, what it looks like for you.
Fight, fight, fight.
But the one thing you're not going to do is obey. You will not comply to the fascist agenda.
Sorry, lady, you guys lost.
Unless you agree with it. And if you do, you can never say that you're for freedom, and you can never call yourself a patriot. Today they
yourself a liberal.
certified the death warrant of democracy. And I, for one, am disgusted.
Like, how is this happening? How is he incited an insurrection?
Ah!
He's a fucking criminal, bro. Oh my god. Anybody else just feel like it's fucking like insane to think that the Democrats, nobody objected. God, I'm so red. I guess nobody objected. They're just handing away democracy like our lives don't depend on it.
Dude, we voted. That's how this works. Like, what if we went with her option here? Like, yeah, the popular vote determined that he won, and they won the Electoral College. That's what they counted in Congress. And we should just, nullify that because we believe in democracy. It's like, I mean, leave me a comment and let me know. Do you think these people are actually aware of how they sound? Do you think that they know deep down that they're lying? I really genuinely can't tell. I know some of them can be parody. I don't think this one is. But it just makes you wonder, like, how does that work? How would that be democracy? What she's suggesting. Oh, they just handed over democracy. Yeah, lady, you had an election. I guess they want the pitchforks, and stuff.
Said life was easy, so if you get knocked down, take the standing 8 count, get back up, and fight again.
We are on our own. And that is
I'll heal you.
on them. Fucking pathetic. Not one Democrat objected. Not one.
Aw.
I was just so thrown off. Like, I didn't know what to expect even from everything. So I built my hopes up, of course, and then got disappointed when things didn't go the way that I wanted them to. And
All around as we gust a melody, groove as your soul sings. Spin it all around.
Welcome to this groove, you can move, right? We're gonna take you higher, not gonna neck whack by ya. I can't survive on the stupid 9 to 5. I'd rather be polar in tunes, living on a commune, kicking it with my brothers and significant others. Life in pursuit of only money, we think it's funny. The only thing that money it could ever bring from me will be some gifts from my friend. Gonna be no trip for my family, the only thing in love is freedom. The people around me, I need them. I'd like to build a world of spleen, but like I said, you could never get me interested in dreams. I want myself my birthday coming to land on April 12th.
Cordiality up, the mind is mine. I swipe the sweet step to beats in the sunshine. Love the whole show because I'm thinking the tone. Oh, I'm in love. It's not medicine. And the demon spring revolution in my spirit. Here it is, and I won't deal with it.
Traveling heads, pinned from the medicine illusions, raging out and coming on again. Unwind your mind and find entire minutes. Abstract the track of sight, they breaking in it. Souls on my share of the world, ocean and sun, rising with the world in motion.
In the name of King Orin!
Maybe I don't have my wife and kids, but I found a place I belong. I have a family again.